Greetings, MLA and DLA members. My name is Nick Newlin. I stand with you in solidarity during these challenging times. Some of you in Maryland might remember me as Niccolo Whimsy because for over 30 years I performed at Maryland libraries and still do, performing a one-person juggling act with poetry, storytelling, comedy, character acting, and audience participation with themes of tolerance, generosity, kindness, perseverance, and love of reading. But the first thing I want to talk about is the 30-Minute Shakespeare book series. I performed as Niccolo Whimsy at Renaissance fairs around the country and libraries, schools, daycare centers, summer camps, and still do that. But after 10 years on the Renaissance fair circuit, I went back to school at University of Maryland College Park and got a master's degree in theater with an emphasis on play directing. I then started an annual teaching artist residency with Folger Shakespeare Library in DC. Every year I would go into a DC public high school existing English class and get a group of students ready to perform a 30-minute version of a Shakespeare play for the Folger Student Shakespeare Festival. And out of that was born the 30-Minute Shakespeare book series, published by my own press, Niccolo Whimsy Press, and distributed by Ingram. Each book has the script with stage directions, keeping the original language, but shortening it for time, also trying to keep the rhythm of the language. The stage directions are all something that we have worked on together with teenagers, so they're road tested. The second part of the book is tips and tricks on doing Shakespeare in the classroom, including exercises, games, and philosophy. The third is scene-by-scene notes on what actually happened when we performed the play, including what went wrong. It's very specific and funny, and it shows how learning through performance takes place. When these students are done with performing a 30-minute version of a Shakespeare play, they feel like they own a piece of Shakespeare and a piece of history. Performance-based learning is by far the best way to do Shakespeare. They're plays that were meant to be acted. These are all action-packed scripts, and I have 20 of them. Othello, King Lear, Comedy of Errors, Merchant of Venice, Love's Labour's Lost. The list goes on. My two latest ones are Henry V, Good King, and Richard III, Bad King. Additionally, I have the 30-Minute Shakespeare Anthology, 18 student scenes with monologues. One scene from each of the books in the Shakespeare series, except for the last two. Also, one monologue from each of the books that was expanded out to full length and now includes monologue notes, great for auditions and competitions, as well as a close reading of the text. In the monologue notes, I look at the monologue as if it were a piece of music. We think about how it sounds, about the dynamics. Never in any of these books do I tell any of the students what the words mean. That's for them to find out by acting it out. This is not a Cliff Notes or a No Fear Shakespeare. This is the real deal. Performable, short Shakespeare so you can build your Shakespeare muscles and get to know the bard and have some fun. The Niccolo Whimsy Show is something I'm also offering virtually and eventually in person. Here's one little poem from the show. You can check out the books at 30minuteshakespeare.com and the show at niccolowhimsy.com. This poem is called The Art of Juggling Peace with 4 balls. The art of juggling peace is to let your heart release until tolerance you feel, and kindness is a wheel. For when we divide people by their colors or their types, we're missing out on what's inside, for all hearts are alike. We see ourselves as separate, believing things foretold, but I believe we're fortunate to be of the same mold. By forcing 2 and 2 apart, we find they're still together. For we are life, and life is love, and love is peace forever. I also do juggling workshops. The other week, I taught some children in Abu Dhabi how to juggle over Zoom. Anything is possible during this time, and I look forward to doing wonderful collaborations with you now and in the future in person. Thanks for watching, and remember, this isn't going to last forever.